welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nayat. If you're a new subscriber or a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. And I just want to say thank you from the depth of my heart from everybody that has streamed my previous video, which was me moving from Nigeria to Canada. Thank you so much, and you guys are here for a ride. Thank you so much. So I've been getting series of questions as to what my experience was at my point of entry. That's what I want to share with you guys today. Myself, when I was in Nigeria as well, like the internet is saturated with thousands of videos of do's and don'ts at point of entry and all. And I just want to say that if you're not being careful, you'll be overwhelmed, because I was overwhelmed though with all the numerous, oh, at point of entry, you do this, you do that, you do like blah 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 blah. I was overwhelmed. And it wasn't until I experienced it myself before I knew what the questions were and how I was able to go about it. And as someone who has been there before, I just want to share with you guys, then based on what people were asking me in the comment sections as well. So number one thing I would say is our experiences differ at the airport. So what A met at the airport is quite different from what B would experience, and because there are about 4 or 5 officers, immigration officers at each point of entry, and your experience with A might be different from your experience with Officer B. But for me, my experience was quite smooth. But when I met other people, theirs were smoother. So that was what I was trying to say, that it is different. And for me, I landed at Toronto airport, and going by the information online, I was almost regretting that. Why did I even pick Toronto? Why didn't I go through Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, like other airports? Because I had it can be crazy at times at Toronto airport. But then that was where God wanted me to land. And I just want to say, like, God already went ahead and prepared the land for us before we landed. So my experience, I got there around 10 a.m. as against 8 a.m. because we had a delay at Dublin. We spent like 2 hours, so I got there around 10, and students were ushered into a room, and while other visitors or PR or other people that were coming in, they went directly, but we were all ushered into a room, and in that room, you have students from different parts of the world. We were out there, and from there, we were ushered into another room. So while you were waiting in the first room, they will ask you to get your letter of introduction that you were given right from when your visa was approved. Then you would also be asked to bring out your passports, yeah, which is normal. Then you go and I blooper. Yes, you want cake? I'm coming. This is part of what we go through. I'm coming. So I'll get that for you. Let me just attend to this girl.
One eternity later.
Sorry for the break in transmission. So once you're done, they will usher you to the second room where there will be queue as usual. So because some people got there before you, so you go there with your letter of introduction that you were issued at the embassy. That would have been sent to your portal. Then you download, you put it on your phone, or you print it out. Then you take your passport as well. Then there's a queue for declaration. It's a machine, like an electronic declaration form. You declare your name, you declare your age, what you brought into the country. If you are expecting like some goods, maybe there's somebody cargoing for you on ship, you declare as well. Then you just put your data about page, your passport data about page on the scanner machine, which scans it. Then it also asks you why you are in Canada and all. Then and what else? Yeah, the duration that you'll be in Canada for. So if you're here for a 4 years program, you just times it by like 4 times 364. Or if you're here for a 1 or 2 year program, So once you're done with that, then you go back to a seat where you sit, and another immigration officer will come, call names, then you guys will go to the immigration counter. It's a lot of process. So what I've always heard that I was surprised that I didn't get to experience was the fact that it's not until you get to the immigration officer that your study permit will be printed. That's after they've certified you that you're good to go. So my own experience was that we were sitting after we've done the declaration, then they will print a receipt for you with your name, and there's a number on it, I think. So afterwards, the papers had been printed, like everybody's name. were already printed. I think by once you're done with the declaration form, then it goes into their system directly, then print out your study permits for you. So that was shocking for me because that was like all different, far different from what I'd been told in Nigeria. And because I, I don't know if I should say, but like I had some concerns. Yeah, let me put it that way. I had some concerns before leaving the country. That's because of the informations that I got in. Like that's what I'm saying. That if possible, just do your research and your research in the legit way, and just waive every other info because before I landed at Toronto, I was legit scared. Like my village people, you guys should not follow me here because how do I explain to people that had waved Baba in Nigeria that because one thing led to the other, you're going back home. Like I don't wish that on anybody. So our names had been printed already. And when it was my turn, the job second, yeah, Ghanaians can you like, I'm like, hi, that's me. I stood up, then there was another queue because some people were on queue already. Then once an officer attends to you, then you move, like the normal line, normal queue. So I was shaking. Then I overheard questions being asked. Like one of the officers were asking, like she was actually digging deep, and I was praying in my mind, like, oh God, I don't want this lady. I just don't want this lady. Then I saw there were two people in front of me before the lady. I'm like, thank God, this guy would have attended. Sorry, this lady would have attended to the other guys before it gets my turn. Then the lady I wanted was taking too long. Like I think there was a couple with her. Then they were asking, couple dependent and all their questions, like two people at a time. So it was taking longer. In my mind, I was like, okay, this lady is about to finish, and I don't want her. What do I do? I was legit shivering. Luckily for me, the couple they finished. The other officer finished with the couple, so I went to the lead. I'm like, oh, thank God, because the person I wanted wasn't going to be the one to take my. I was like, so I got to the lady. Then they're like, hi, ma'am, hi, good morning. Said hello. So at that time, within myself, I was just saying, Gania, there's nothing they want to ask you that you wouldn't be able to find your way around it. Just calm down. So I was able to use that word of affirmation to like calm myself down. Then when I got to her, I was like, hi, morning. Why are you in Canada? I'm here to study. Okay, well, what school are you going? I mentioned my school. What course of study? Like, what are you going to study? I mentioned the course. Like, okay, that's fine. How long will you be here for? I mentioned the duration that I'll be here for in Canada. I said, okay. Then she also asked that, have I paid my tuition fee? And that is where the gang was. Like, the gang was in that school fees. So she asked her, have I paid? I'm like, no, I haven't paid. I only paid the deposit. And she was like, why? I remember like some 2 months or a month that I have been back and forth on immigration questions at the embassy. Sorry, at the point of entry, and the number one thing they've been saying is ensure that you pay your school fees. Ensure that you pay your school fees before you come. And because I had not paid fully, that was a bit of a concern for me. So she asked if I had paid. I said no, that I haven't paid, but I've paid my deposits. But okay, do you have the receipt? Yeah, I gave her the receipt. I printed out too, so I gave her the receipt. She's like, okay, can I go? Excuse me, can I go into your student portal? I'm like, okay, why not? She's like, okay, you can open it. Then I went on my student portal, logged in. Then I gave her my phone. She went through my phone. Like, okay, that's fine. You're good to go. When she said that good to go, my mind went like I was last, like, okay, you're good to go. So she took my passport, stamped my passport, then wrote the date that I landed on my passport. From there, she just said, make your way, like, you're good to go. You remember, like, thank you, God, thank you, God. So there's a student that has a challenge for declaration, and they took him to another room downstairs. So that means automatically he is not proceeding at that moment. So I don't know if you would eventually be allowed in into Canada or that's it. Or I know that they told him like just follow one of the officers. Aside the immigration officers, I think they are police, like airport police or something, or immigration police. Yeah, I think so. They asked the guy to follow the lady down to another room downstairs, and he's an Indian. Yeah, So they were asking some questions. You didn't get the questions right, and I don't know how that will end for him. But for every Nigerian on queue, I think everybody, none of us had issues. Um, None of us had issues, I believe. But one thing I would say, you should be very, very confident in how you answer your questions. Don't lie whatsoever. Whatever you have on your SOP, they have it on their system already. So don't even try to play smart or try to like act like if they're asking you here, you are trying to dribble. Go straight to it. What are you studying? I'm studying XYZ. How long will you be there for? I'll be there for like this. Then at times it can be as crazy as asking for your name. So I think one thing that Canada asked a lot, because even now that I'm in Canada, that I've had to like go through different registration processes, date of birth. Like, well, I'm wondering. I know my date of birth. Why you guys always asking me when, what year were you born, your month, your date? Like, you don't want to mistakenly say 1989 when you are 1990 or something. That's like a plus to them because they expect you to have it at the back of your mind that you are so. You should, that's the least thing you should don't know, like your date of birth. They kept asking as well my date of birth. I answered them, your mother's maiden name, like simple questions like that. Nothing serious on like what I read and what I saw in videos. That was different experience for me. Then I told you that I had to go through the process of giving the immigration officer my phone. I have a friend who didn't have to go through. They didn't even ask her. They didn't ask her if she had paid. They didn't ask her anything. All they asked her was where is she going to school and what's the course of study, and that's it. So for me, if I'd not been truthful or if I'd had a clause with my school, it would have probably been a problem because say I've not registered for courses, I've not enrolled here enrollments. That's like a challenge for me. It would have been a problem. But because she asked and I was able to provide for her, that was like the saving grace. And I have someone who said the same thing, like they did not ask her anything. So if you are watching this video because you're going to Canada anytime soon, I'll just tell you that you should keep your heads up, ensure that you get the right documents, which is letter of introduction is extremely important. If you've paid your school fees, ensure that you print it out. What else? Enrolled, ensure you've enrolled for your classes. Then your passports, definitely. No one travels without a passport. Yeah, those are just the basic things, basically. Nothing too serious. Then ensure that you don't talk too much. Is whatever you're asked that you answer. What is ABC? You're asking AB. Don't jump to E. Don't jump to F. Don't jump to G. Because there are many people on queue. They don't even want to waste time. So whatever you ask, just go straight to the point. That was it for me. Then after I was done with the immigration, then you go downstairs, go and pick your bags. When you're done, that immigration is the wala because that's like the middle field. Because you're coming in into the airport, you wouldn't even see the beauty of person airports yet because you're coming in into airports, student this way, and you're just going into a room. So that room is either you are rooming in to Canada or you are going back to where you're coming from. So once I was done at that point, the immigration point, I had no business with IRCC or with immigration. See, I think they are CIBC or something. I had no business with them at that point anymore. So I went to get my bag. Then I was at the airport for like even 7 hours because my flight got delayed. No thanks to my airline that delayed us. So that's it basically. I would advise that you keep your head straight up, ensure you get the right documents. Then yeah, proof of fund. For some people, they would say they asked for proof of fund at the point of entry. They didn't ask me, but I had mine with me. I printed my proof of fund already, should in case they needed it for both my sponsor and my own account. I printed both, but it wasn't asked. Can you guys imagine? I had no idea that my video stopped recording. The problem with shooting alone. So I was talking about proof of fund. They didn't ask me for my proof of fund, but some people they said they asked them that there was even someone that had an experience that they had to log in into his account. That was because he didn't pay his school fees. So they wanted to be sure that he has the money to be able to pay. So they asked him to log in into his account. And if he didn't have the money in his account, that would have been a problem. But for me, they didn't ask me, even though I had it. So I think to save you from trouble, you can just decide to get it. It's not going to take anything from you. You can just print it out. For me, I printed both my sponsor and my own proof of funds. Yeah. So that's basically, I'll just advise that whatever you're doing, just be truthful in answering your questions, and with that, you're good to go. Yeah, so that was my experience at Toronto's airport, and I hope that this video is helpful to someone who is coming in into Canada, or somebody who is coming. Thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in my next vlog. Bye for now.